Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you yet again with another adult collectible diecast video. And this is another RLC feature. This is one that I decided to pick up. This is the Nissan Skyline GTR BNR34. The white website worked a lot smoother for me this time. It actually came as well at the same time as this 2017 Ford Raptor Golf, which I have not opened and am probably not going to open because I'm probably not going to keep this. I'm probably just going to eBay it. I need some diecast funds, and I already have an example of that casting that's actually in this color, this beautiful Spectra Flame blue. So I don't know if I really need that Gulf livery one. I've got enough stuff in Gulf livery. All right. Anyway, little side story, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at this car today. This is the Nissan Skyline GTR BNR34, as I said before, and it's pretty cool. Jimmy Lou. This one is number 12420, dude, out of 12500. So it's in the last 100 pieces made. I don't know if that makes it any more collectible than it being a early number, but 12420 is the number on this one. So let's go ahead and get it out of the Protecto, which it would never go back in. And there she is. It looks pretty. The card art on these is always nice looking. It's a nice looking premium Hot Wheel, of course. The reason why I'm keeping this, even though like I'm just so much more now into more like I don't know, scale model die cast that's more like realistic looking. I think this is a really good casting from Hot Wheels, and I just wanted a really nice example of it, and you cannot go wrong than having it in this beautiful color blue. So let's go ahead and open it up and take it out of the package. That one came out really nice and easy. And I know I'm gonna throw on some gloves for this one. Why? Because this Spectra Flame paint just fingerprints up really easy, and I really don't want to mess with cleaning it up. So it's just better not to actually touch it with your bare hands. So we're throwing these cotton gloves. If I think of it, I will put a link to where to get these gloves that are actually made for handling fine jewelry in the description of this video. Oh, the only problem is my touch screen is not sensitive through these gloves. So in order to zoom in the camera, I got to take off a glove and zoom in. Some of your latex gloves and stuff like that, you can still touch the screen through the glove. These will not pick up your touch. You have to take your hand off. All right. Looks really sweet. This is the appropriate color for this car. It looks beautiful. There has been one version of it already out that was a convention piece for LA this year, 2019, and it was in like a kind of a palish yellow. I do not have that car. I do not need to have that car. This is really the only version of it I think I'll ever need to have, and it is quite pretty. Beautiful detail there, the GTR logo. The graphics that make the headlights are very well done, and it looks really good. License plate, the Jimmy Lou license plate. This it's got a 5-point racing harness, seat belts in there. Those are detailed out in there. It's got some other interior details. I do gotta hand it to the Redline Club. They have made some really nice detailed models this year. They've really gone above and beyond what they normally do, adding the opening features and stuff, and so far I've been quite impressed with them. There are a couple I skipped out on, and there are a couple actually I just wasn't able to get because the website was jacked up. So that's unfortunate, but it was nothing I really wanted. So there. Cool looking car. Really cool. Just as a quick comparison, this is, before we close the hood on this thing, this is the premium Hot Wheels casting, otherwise the non-opening hood version. I did take a peek while this thing was still in the package, and it appears like the base tooling I think is pretty close to identical, which it should be. I don't imagine why they would redo the design. I mean, it is definitely printed a little different, or it's cast a little different. This, of course, is detailed as well. This one is not, but essentially it's the same. These are identical in scale. The car itself, like the tooling, itself is pretty much identical. I don't think they added anything else aside from the opening feature. And I don't know if you guys can see any differences. Let me know in the comments, but I don't really see any differences there. They both look really good. So give or take the opening hood, this casting is a winner. And then this, I just got this out just for fun. This is the Greenlight R34 casting, which is also pretty finely detailed. It does have lens detail for headlights as opposed to tampos, or I should say graphics or printing. Also, the GTR logo is probably more to scale, being that small inside of the grille instead of how large it is here. But sometimes you got to take liberties with that scale just to make, it actually visible. I did this real quick because I wanted to see the difference in motor detail. And this one does have a separate piece for the motor. It's not just cast in like this one is. However, I think the detail actually on this one looks a little bit better on the Hot Wheels version than does the Greenlight. So, although Greenlight did do a pretty good job of this casting, this one's a little messed up. This one's got a little bit of a lean to it, so a little bit of quality control issue on it. And wheels are cool though. It's a nice casting by Greenlight. The little tiny mirrors on there, they might as well just left those off. I know a lot of people have actually commented about that prior to me, but yeah, I see what you're talking about. They're just tiny. It's like, why even have them there? This one left them out, and it looks just fine. It looks beautiful. It's undeniable. It's a beautiful looking version of this car, and if you're going to get just one of these, this is probably going to be the one to get. I don't imagine what other color they're going to put it out in that you'd really want it more in. And now the hood is shut. The hood shuts perfectly well. No issues there. It's detailed to the nines. And dang, she looks fine. That paint is just beautiful. I don't think I have a Kyosho R34. I'm pretty sure they did put out an R34. I'm just kind of peeking at my Kyosho now just to see if there is something last minute here that we can compare. I know I've got an R32. I don't think I have a Kyosho R34. I do not see one up there, so I'm not going to bother going up there to grab one. But just look at this gorgeous car. She is pretty. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Oh, scale-wise, the Greenlight is definitely a little bit on the smaller side to this one, which might be more scale accurate. I don't know. Greenlight doesn't technically claim to be true 1/64 scale. However, I do think they tend to try to make most of their models truly 1/64. Just doesn't always work out that way, I guess. This lean on this one is so irritating. And it would be good to fix that. I don't know how to fix this one in particular. It would take some exploratory thing. Oh, this thing is screwed together. I could fix this. I bet you I could fix this. Well, that's a side note. Maybe I'll try to do that. All right. But the focus is on this, and there's really not much more I can say about it other than it's just gorgeous. So check it out. If you were lucky enough to grab one, hopefully on that day. They're not that limited, being limited to only 12,000 pieces, though. I mean, it's not the most limited Hot Wheel, but it is a very desirable casting, so I'm sure it was tough to get. They did sell out right away, and hopefully if you wanted one, you got one. If you didn't, hopefully the secondary market prices aren't too bad, and you're able to pick one up at a reasonable cost, or able to trade somebody for one. So there you go. Thank you guys very much for watching. Check out my RLC feature playlist, which is on my channel. I've got all my videos pretty much in playlists. It's making it convenient to watch and all that stuff. So check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and have yourself a great day.